Hello and welcome to my video series about building business. Building a business and running it is a way to do something you're good at on your own terms, while providing a service for others, and also provide for yourself. There are countless of possibilities when it comes to business. One of them is to work until you don't have to. The sooner that happens, the more time you'll have left to pursue other things in life, if that is what you wish. I'll be providing a series of videos on a regular basis in the upcoming months. My recommendation is to watch them in the provided order, and then go back and replay the parts you find to be of more interest to you. So who am I? A little bit about myself. My name is Johnny, and I'm a dental practitioner. I studied dentistry for 5 years in Stockholm, Sweden. After that, I worked in the public sector at a large dental organization for 7 years, where I got the privilege to work with lots of wonderful colleagues and interact with exciting new people and personalities every day. And for the past 3 years, I've run a private dental practice alongside my brother, who works as a doctor. A little more than 3 years ago, I practically knew nothing about how to start or run a business. And that's how most business owners start, by knowing almost nothing about business. I like traveling and seeing new things. However, there's a bit of a struggle between the comfort of sticking to charted territory and the excitement of new experiences and challenges far, far away. So, who is this for? Businesses come in a large variety of shapes and sizes. Some are big, some are small. And there are a lot of different business concepts and ideas. Most of them are traditional types, such as those you see in town or at the mall. But lately somewhat new and fancy ones have occurred, such as online businesses, bloggers, YouTubers, etc. This could be for anyone, whether you are thinking of starting a business but feel you know too little about how it works, or you already own a business but are struggling, or perhaps you run a successful one but would like to revitalize it and give it a boost. In any case, I hope you'll find some contents which suits your needs and might help you in your projects to come, or just be of use in a day-to-day basis. Is it worth it? Absolutely. The sense of having the power in your hands to control and shape your own future is rewarding by itself. However, there are some things you should be aware of in order to minimize the hardships commonly associated with a company startup. Are there risks? There sure are risks involved. I will focus heavily on common and unnecessary steps and mistakes. Almost all of them I have done myself. What I'm trying to do is to expose the pitfalls for you to see, so you don't have to fall into them like I did and waste precious time just pulling yourself out of them. However, these pitfalls are actually valuable and educational experiences in themselves, and sometimes offer new perspectives and ideas and can actually turn misfortunes into big opportunities. So it's not entirely true they are completely unnecessary. In my point of view though, it's not necessary for two people to fall into the same pit just to learn the same lesson in the end. It's good enough to learn how to recognize a pitfall when it's just in front of you, and knowing a safe way around it. As a wise man once wrote, "The winning army realizes the conditions for victory first, then fights. The losing army fights first, then seeks victory." Sadly, mistakes are too often shared with one another in retrospect, but luckily, it's also the shared knowledge of that even the best and successful people made the exact same mistakes in their early days that gives us hope and courage to keep on moving forward. So, what can you expect if you decide to start a business? One thing you should know is that your business most likely won't turn out the way you expected it to be. It's great to have a plan, but a plan is just a plan. When you're working in the field, you have to adapt to the actual situation, be flexible, and constantly change your tactics and the way you maneuver. You'll have to be ready to spend a lot of time with your business for at least 2 to 4 years. First goal would be to secure your business's economy. Second goal would be to secure a decent, steady income for yourself, and of course, earn back the investments you made in order to start the business. So make sure you put away some money for food and shelter for a few years to come. When those are achieved, you can take a deep breath, give yourself a pat on the shoulder, and figure out how you would like to take your business to the next level. One would be to maintain control over your small business, work efficiently for about 3 to 4 days a week, and take 1 to 2 extra days off, earning a little bit more than an average income. Another direction would be to work even harder, expand your business, hire more personnel, and teach them to do your job, and ultimately not having to be at work at all. Since your own physical and psychological work capacity won't be an issue here, your monthly income would be...
What?
Well, more wealth than you can imagine.
I don't know. I can imagine quite a bit.
You'll get it.
I better.
You will.
It's your vision, and you decide where you want to take your business, but you have to initiate the process and carefully nurture it in order to see it become reality. Of course, since building a business most likely is a full-time job, requires great amount of startup investments, it might not feel like the right time in life for everyone. Well, I said earlier this could be for anyone, so if you are curious about gaining more insight about business building, but feel you don't have the time or capital at the moment, or will ever have for that matter, to go for a traditional business, I will also provide a low startup cost, low risk business model, which some would call home business or making money from home business. However, just like in any other business, in order to succeed in a business operated from the comfort of your home, you still need to have a fundamental understanding of how to build a business and interact with other people. Thus, this section will not unlock until in 3 or 4 months. By then, if you have followed all the posts up to date regularly, understand them well, try to apply them in everyday life situations, and think you're ready for change, then you may start imagining things. I will cover all of the above mentioned business directions, but will mostly focus on traditional self-employed business, since it's the one I'm most familiar with, easiest to understand, and core of business principles. I will also emphasize proper business ethics, and the benefits and disadvantages of sincerely conducting business with an open heart. Now, taking advice from other, more experienced people is vital, but you have to remember that we are all unique and different from one another. What works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. What I will do is to do my best to discuss the very basics of business and present different ways to adapt and achieve the same result in business, in life, or in love, for any business, any age, any gender, any race, and any relationship. The goal is to, through greater understanding of how business-related things work, drill your mind to make proper decisions and take appropriate actions based on your own set of attributes and preferences to achieve great results regardless of the challenge you're facing. During this year, for at least 7 months, I will post short text summaries on the website with full version videos on a regular basis, according to the listed content. And if you have some valuable information or special experiences you would like to share and contribute to the community, don't hesitate to send a message. And if it's good and fits into context, it will be added, unchanged and credited, of course. If you find yourself having issues with any of the contents, please feel free to advise. Though I strongly recommend waiting until you've seen the video about constructive criticism under the headline Interactions. But write it down on a piece of paper first and see if you'll still formulate the words the same way afterwards. So in the next video, we'll be talking about business management, and the first management video will be about upkeep. But before that, I will be pitching in a bonus video listing things you have to do in order to start a business. Thank you for watching, see you there! And if you want to stay updated and take a look on what's to come, please visit and explore my website provided below. and share if you like if you share.